Hello there on your Wednesday. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley with you. Hopefully you've had a good day across our area. We are in good shape for nice fall weather. Fall weather. Yeah, fall weather's on the way. Hasn't really been with us for a little while, but that's all changing thanks to a cold front that's moving through the area. It's really pushing through as we speak right now, and what you'll start to notice is that overnight tonight we're getting cooler. We're going to keep some of that cooler weather around really through the weekend and going ahead into parts of next week as well. So glad you're here for the ride. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about a big coastal system that's popping up offshore this weekend, could be causing some issues in the Outer Banks, and for us mostly on the sidelines for that one. So let's get right to it. That's your 7-day forecast. I want to pop up what's going on outside right now, though. It's a pretty nice evening, and yeah, this time of year is great to just kind of look at the sky. Just look at that. Isn't it pretty? Winston-Salem looking sharp right now. Scattered cloud cover at the moment, and again, we are seeing this storm system really not make much of an impact for us. We hardly got any rain today locally, and that's something that's a bit of a bummer, right? Not the best thing to see when you're in a bit of a drought. It would be nice to see some rainfall, but just wasn't really in the cards for us today as we stayed on the drier side of things. As far as the radar picture goes, there is rain with this cold front. It just didn't really work out here. You can see in the rest of the Carolinas, a couple scattered showers, even a few thunderstorms or two, mostly across the coastal plain of South Carolina, down the low country. They've been having some showers and storms down that way. Wilmington area picking up a couple throughout the day today. Outer Banks, though, and we're going to talk more about them throughout the show. They've been seeing some scattered rain and thunder and lightning, too, throughout the day today. But again, we were dry and we've mostly been warm. Take a look. Temperatures right now are in the 70s, still close to 80 in many areas. But something else that you'll notice, take a look. That wind is now coming in out of the north. So as the wind moves in from north to south, that's the front. And so the wind direction has started to change. And what we'll notice now is that we're going to start to import some of that cooler, less humid air. That's how a cold front works. A front is really just a boundary between two air masses. Air masses are big areas of air that have the same characteristics. So we're going to trade warm and a little humid for cooler and a lot drier. That's the trend going into tomorrow. Let's take a look here at your dew points. Remember, we like to show these in the summertime, and it is certainly going to be a lot cooler and a lot less humid than we were. You can already notice the difference. You see how you have mid-60s down here? That's your humidity. Farther up to the north, mid-50s. Those are those dew points. So we're going to be bringing that air from north to south, and you'll start to see that dew point really be dropping a little bit. For the next couple of hours, we're going from the 70s now to the 60s by the late evening, and then the 50s toward tomorrow morning. For tomorrow night, that's what I have. For tonight, this is the low temperature for tonight into tomorrow morning. Upper 40s in the rural areas, low 50s for most of the city. So there will be a chill to the air. We're going to be getting cooler, and that's kind of what you wake up with to start the day tomorrow. All sun, all the time. It's just going to be a sun-filled day, lots of blue sky. It's a beautiful Thursday, but it's a lot cooler than where we've been. High temperatures only in the 60s, all right? So it's only going to be in the 60s for Thursday afternoon, and that's with sunshine. That's a big change from where we were, and that's going to be something that we watch. So high temperatures look something like this for tomorrow, and that'll be a big fall feel compared to where we were before. The humidity change, well, really, it's not going to be humid anymore for the most part. You can take a look here. Notice that our dew points are mostly in the 40s the next couple of days. So that means that crisp fall air is really, really back. And that's a good thing, too, because it's going to make it more comfortable for you. Elsewhere, we really have to talk about what's going on at the coast. So you're probably staying in town this weekend. Maybe you're doing something. But if you're going to the beaches, this is going to be a big problem. And you might want to reconsider. What we have going on is low pressure that'll start to form coming up really on Friday, but more or less not until Saturday does it get its act together. This is what we're seeing. You see that low pressure zone right there off of Georgia and Florida? This is Friday afternoon. That's going to deepen and get stronger. As we go throughout the day on Saturday, this is going to form more of a low pressure area. And it's not necessarily a tropical storm or a hurricane, but it is going to have some similar impacts. And what we mean by that is that heavy rain, gusty winds are all likely. The wind gusts could be well up above tropical storm force in the 40 to 50 mile per hour range. And this is for the beaches, so they're going to have some issues with this. Saturday into Sunday mostly, but a little bit lingering into Monday is possible as well. The impacts on this storm are going to be pretty nasty for the Outer Banks because we've already seen a good amount of erosion throughout the summertime. We've had high tides recently that have been flooding the areas as well. There's not a lot of sand left to mess up. So I think that the coastal erosion problems are going to be pretty nasty, especially in the barrier islands. So if you're headed to the Outer Banks this weekend, you might prepare to get stuck for a little while. Highway 12 is going to have some fits and some issues, especially once you get into that Saturday, Sunday timeframe. So keep that in mind. Now, rain totals mostly going to be around 3 inches. That's doable. And keep in mind, most of the Carolinas are in a bit of a drought right now. That's not a big issue. The biggest issue comes from the wind, and it comes from the surf. High waves, high surf present issues, and when you have winds gusting above 40 to 50 miles per hour Saturday, Sunday, even a little bit into Monday, that's going to be a bit of a problem. And so I really do think that the impacts on the coastal storm are going to surprise some people. I think it'll be a bit of an issue. You can see the preconditions here as we look at Highway 12. They're doing as best they can right now, but this is before the storm. And so they're going to have to contend with this, and I think it'll be pretty nasty at times. So keep that in mind. Again, locally, we're on the outside looking in here. I don't really see much of a rain threat for us. I am going to keep about a 20% chance of a rain shower or two in our local forecast, mostly for Sunday. Hey, by the way, if you are sticking around town or maybe you're going up to the mountains this weekend, good idea. Good idea. Some beautiful photos coming in right now from the high country. Take a look at some of these. This is up at the famous Lynn Cove Viaduct. That's right by Grandfather Mountain, right by Rough Ridge, right by Beacon Heights, Blowing Rock. Those areas could be having some peak color this weekend. Sometimes it can sneak up on you. Don't wait. If you're thinking about, I wonder if I should go to the mountains, just go. Just go. This weekend would be a good time to do it. You can still get good color, of course, the next couple of weeks as well, but not in that famous spot. It'll be going down in elevation after that. Here's your forecast. Mid-60s for Thursday and Friday. Coolest weather we've had in a while. Coolest high temperatures anyway since the month of May. Overnight lows will be in the 40s, so it does feel like fall. And then still watching a chance for a little bit of rain Sunday into Monday. That's your forecast. We'll be back in just 2 minutes.